what's the origin of the suspender wearing Batman? How did you come to do what you do? Like what we
Sure.
talked about where you are and how your mind works, but how did it start?
I've kind of always been interested in fraud, or at least I saw fraud early on, and I was just like curious about what is this? I didn't know what I was really looking at. So basically, my mom got cancer when I was in high school, and it was pretty traumatic. I mean, she's fine. She had thyroid cancer, which is we didn't know it at the time. It's like cancer's cancer, but it's fairly easily treatable with surgery. It's one of the better, survivable ones. And I just watched her get like bombarded with all these like phony health scams of, just like colloidal silver, all these different like remedies. And she was very into, all the different ways that she might treat her cancer. And obviously surgery is very daunting. And, I was just confused. I was like, why are we doing so many different remedies that all seem of very dubious health value? Later, I'd find out that these are like all grifters. I mean, they take advantage of free speech in America to like advertise their products as, life-saving miracles, whatever, when they're of course not. Eventually she got the surgery, thank God. But I know people in my life who their parents passed away because they didn't have the surgery. They instead took the alternative option. I know, like, I don't want to go into specifics because I don't want to mention their specific like case, but their family member went to Mexico for some alternate treatment, health treatment, instead of getting an easy surgery, and they died. And so it's like, I realized, where is the outrage about this? Who covers this stuff? And I realized, well, not many people do. Then I went to college. I was getting a chemical engineering degree, and all my friends were like telling me, hey, you should come to this meeting. We don't need this. Like, you're doing this engineering stuff. That's great. You're going to make like $70K a year, but don't you want to get like rich now? Like, why wait till you're 60 years old to retire? Like, you can be rich now, Lex. So I'd go show up to a hotel, and there'd be an MLM, like multi-level marketing, pitch for Amway or whatever it was that day. And I was once again fascinated. I didn't know what I was looking at, but I was like, what is this weird game we're all playing where we sit in this room, we're looking at the speaker who says he's so successful, right? But why is he taking a Friday or a Saturday to do this, pitch at night? And they're going to telling me I'm going to be financially free, but they're working on their Saturday and Sunday. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, how financially free are they? So I was just like confused. I was like, none of my friends were rich. They all said they were going to be rich. No one ever seemed to get rich. And so I was sort of baffled by what I was looking at. Later, I graduate. I had no interest in doing engineering, which we can kind of get into, but I wanted to do something in media. And I started covering a variety of topics, but eventually I sort of revisited this interest in fraud, and I started talking about these kind of get rich quick grifters that were online, sort of the Ty Lopez variety, 67 steps or, whatever, like 5 steps to get rich, 5 coins to 5 million, these get rich quick schemes that a lot of people were interested in. No one seemed to get rich once again, except for the people at the tippity top selling the get rich quick thing. And I was like fascinated by the structure of it. And I was like, does nobody see what this is? Like, does nobody get it? So I started making a series of videos on that. And the response was like palpable. I mean, it was like, I've made a lot of stuff before that. I'd made stuff that got 1 million views. I'd had like some marginal success. But the response of like the emails that came in, I could tell this work, even though it had far less views at the time, was having a different level of impact. And that's what I was really interested in. One of my problems with engineering was, from my standpoint, I did chemical engineering at Texas A&M. And like, I was like, is my future just going to be in a chemical plant, improving some process by 2%? And that's like my gift to the world. Like, I didn't see the hard impact, and that maybe that's a lack of imagination because chemicals matter, but I wanted to see an impact in the world. And so when like I started doing this fraud stuff, exposing fraud, I like clicked in my brain. I was like, whoa, this is kind of doing what I want to do. And so I started posting videos. At first, it really focused on like get rich quick scheme, grifty advertising, which I think is super predatory, and we can go into why. But it eventually graduated to crypto, and it snowballed, I guess, because now we're talking to Sam Bankman-Fried.
Okay, grifty advertising. So actually, just a step back. What is a multi-level marketing scheme? Like what? Because I've experienced a similar thing. It's like I remember I worked I sold women's shoes at Sears and a bank, and I just remember like some kind of, I forgot the name of the company, but you can sell like knives or whatever. Like that's what's common.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I'm sure there's a lot of things like this, right? And I remember
there's a
feeling
big
a
one,
similar
though.
thing, like why. To me, what was fascinating about it is like, wow, like human civilization is a interesting, like a pyramid scheme. Like I didn't know the words for that, but it's like it's cool. Like you can like get in a room and you convince each other of ideas, and you have these ambition. There's a general desire, especially when you're young,
Mhm.
to like life sucks right now. Nobody respects you. You have no money, and you want to do good, and you want to be sold this dream of like, if I work hard enough at this weird thing, I can shortcut and get to the very top.
Yes.
I don't know what that is. And I also in me felt that like life really sucks and I could do good. And I'm lucky. I found a way to do good. I'm like, and I don't know, you connect with that somehow. I think there's like this weird fire inside people to make better of themselves, right? I don't know if it's just an American thing or if it, but anyway, that was fascinating to me from a human nature perspective.
Grifters play on this, though, right? Like this is so the best salesmen play on true narratives that you already believe. So the true narrative is, life is unfair. It is tough. Um, the American dream, as described by go to a job, work at the same company for 40 years and then retire to a safety net that you're positive is going to be there, that is largely dead. And so they like play on those fears and those problems to then sell you a pill, a solution, a thing. And the problem is that the solution is usually worse than even the problem they sketched out. Like you will do better most of the time by going with the regular company than you will by going with these goofy multi-level marketing. But let me answer your question. What is a multi-level marketing? So there's a criticism, first of all, that, let me get to what it is in theory. Like at its most ideal, multi-level marketing is where you have a product that you're selling. And one of the ways you help sell it is by, rather than going through traditional marketing, like where you go and you put out print advertising, it's like sort of a social network of marketing. I sell to you. And then actually, Lex, not only can I sell to you, you can then go sell this product and you'll make money selling it. And you know what? To incentivize me to get other salesmen, because when I get another salesman, I'm actually giving myself competition. So that's bad. So to incentivize me to do that, they'll pay me part of what you make, right? And then you go out and you go, okay, well, I can sell this product. I also can get new salesmen to like sell for me, and I'm going to make money from you, whatever. So it goes down the line of you create multiple levels where you can profit from their marketing, right? The problem with this system is that, however well-intentioned it is that usually the emphasis of that selling and making money ends up not being about the product at all and ends up entirely being about recruiting new people to recruit new people to recruit new people. That's the real way to make money in multi-level marketing. This is where the very true criticism of most multi-level marketing, if not all, are pyramid schemes in structure. Because what a pyramid scheme is it's all about, I put in $500 and I recruit two people to put in $500 and that comes up to me, and they get two people to put in $500 and it goes to them. And the reason it's a flawed business model is, in order for it to work and everyone to make money, you'd have to assume an infinite human race. Mm-hmm. And so that's not the case. Most people end up getting screwed in multi-level marketing and in pyramid schemes. That's what that is. That's that thing.
And the quality of the product, it doesn't necessarily matter what you're selling
to people who are financially incentivized to like buy this thing.
Yeah, and so you're selling the dream of becoming rich,
yes,
to the people down in the pyramid.
That's the real product of multi-level marketing, unfortunately. And so you look at the statistics of these companies, and although they'll make it seem like it's so easy to be the top, 0.1% who's making all this money, the statistics are that 97% make less than a minimum wage doing this. They spend an enormous amount of time. And just what's so cruel about it is that's not advertised up front. I mean, it's like, if I go work at McDonald's, I know what I'm getting. Mm-hmm. If I go work at Amway, I have they've sold me visions of beaches and whatever. And more than likely, I'm losing money. So better than 50% of people lose money, but 97% of people make less than minimum wage. So it's like, it's such a bad business for the vast majority of people who join it. And the people at the very top who are lying to the people at the bottom saying they all can do it when they can't are making all the money. So it's really messed up.
And the interesting thing I've noticed, maybe myself too, because I've participated in the knife selling for like a short amount of time. That's probably the experience that most people
have. It's not Cutco, is it?
I don't know. I don't think it was Cutco.
I know what you're talking about. It's killing
But
me.
I think there's several variations of it. I think I was part of an less popular one. It doesn't. I keep wanting to say it was called Vector.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Something with a
But,
V was what I was going to say. It might be Vector. Yeah, I get what you're saying though. It's a multi-level marketing knife selling.
But the thing is, I just remember my own small experience with it. Is I was embarrassed at myself for having like participated. I think there's an embarrassment. That's why people down in the pyramid don't like speak about it, right? That you're part, like, I'm trying to understand the aspects of human nature that facilitate this.
Well, this is one of the problems with fraud is there's a tremendous embarrassment to being had.
Yeah.
Also, if you buy, so slightly different human nature is that if you buy into a get rich quick scheme and then it doesn't deliver, you're more likely to blame yourself than blame the product for not actually working. You go, well, there must be something flawed with me.
That's true.
And they constantly reinforce this. They go, well, it's all about your hard work. The system works. Look at me. I did it. So if you're failing, it must be some indictment of your character. And you have to always double down. You have to the system can't be flawed. You must be flawed. And so, yeah, it's a really messed up system. It really preys on people's psychology to keep them in this loop. And that's why in some ways these things are so viral, even though they don't actually get most people a significant amount of wealth and they cost most people money. So it's very unfortunate.
Most people do have the dream of becoming rich. Most young people.
Right. And the thing is that everyone knows in business, what do you sell? You sell solutions to problems. So if so many young people want to get rich, the product is that pitch. It's you sell them the dream. Why this gets so grifty and so cruel and predatory is because there is no easy solution to this. There is no solution that people are going to buy because the real solution people want is no work, no education, no skills required, no money upfront, and people will pay any price for that magic pill, and people are happy to sell that magic pill. And I think those people are very cruel and I think deserve to get exposed for it.